Damn it, it was all so pointless. I've never seen so many people utterly heartbroken.
Forcing innocent citizens to risk their lives? That man was not a noble, but a monster.
What could have pushed Lord Lonato to this point?
Everyone was a bit shaken by the militia fighting alongside our enemies.
This is the reality of battle.
If only everyone could face reality so unflinchingly. The commoners who allied themselves with Lord Lonato believed they were fighting for a just cause. It would be disrespectful to consider them simply victims when they died for what they believed in. Still, we have no choice but to eliminate those who cling to unreasonable ideas of justice. Even if our enemies are the gods themselves, we must never lose sight of our goal.
Agreed.
I'm surprised to hear you say that. Really, I'm just like Lonato. I, too, will be the sort of ruler who's willing to risk the lives of my citizens in service of a higher cause. It's not possible to change the world without sacrifice. Dying for the greater good is not a death in vain.
Professor, I'm afraid this incident is far more serious than anticipated. I found this on Lord Lonato. It's a note that mentions a plan to assassinate Lady Rhea. We can't tell who sent it, so the source is suspect, but the content is too disturbing to ignore. We must report this to Lady Rhea right away. I hope that it's nothing.
I am glad to see that you have returned safely. The goddess is gracious with her divine protection. But it was not only her divine protection that shielded you, was it? You are just as skilled as I had hoped.
My students deserve the praise.
I am not so sure. I heard some of the students were hesitant about fighting militia. However, we must punish any sinner who may inflict harm upon believers, even if those sinners are civilians. I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards the heavens.
Our real concern is what Catherine reported. The secret message that was in Lord Lonato's possession. It contained a deplorable plot to target the Archbishop on the day of the goddess's Rite of Rebirth. The plan seems unrealistic at best, but a threat is a threat. We must maintain constant vigilance. To that end, I would like for you and your students to help with security on the day of the ritual.
That is most reassuring. You have my gratitude.
The Rite of Rebirth is of paramount importance. It is when the Church of Seros and its believers unite to pray for the return of the goddess. The Archbishop and I will be confined to the Goddess Tower once the ritual begins. Of course, the Knights will be on high alert as well. But there aren't enough of them to keep watch on every corner of the monastery. It is far from ideal to be forced to mobilize students, but the gravity of this situation requires that we all bend to avoid breaking.
While there is no need to fear for my safety, we cannot turn a blind eye to those who would blaspheme so heinously.
With any luck, this will all be for naught. Still, be on your guard.
Part 1. White Clouds. Blue Sea Moon. The Goddess's Rite of Rebirth. As the sun grows stronger and the nights grow ever shorter, the Blue Sea Star returns to the sky once more. Believed to be the goddess's home, her followers look to the star and commence celebrations of her rebirth. On the grounds of Garreg Mach Monastery, a grand ceremony is held in honor of this much-anticipated event. Every true follower of the Church of Seros is sure to be in attendance.
We get 3,000 gold from the Church of Seros for our month's activities. Hello everyone, I'm the Tuna Whale, and I'm here with another episode of Fire Emblem Three Houses. Today is Caspar's birthday, so let's buy him some flowers. Here is our affinity with him. And we also have a meeting with Petra. Sure, now's a good time.
Professor, I am not understanding where the meaning is here. When and how is this expression used? I fell for it.
I fell ill?
No, that is what you say when your body is feeling unwell. The expression is, I fell for it.
Allow me to explain.
Thank you, Professor. I finally have understanding. Can I ask you about another word? The one that is written here. Is something on my face?
Your cheeks are on your face.
Yes, I know about that. That is a joke of Fodlan, right? Is that really what you are thinking? Or maybe you have curiosity about the mark on my face.
The mark?
You are already knowing that I am from Bridget. This is a mark from Bridget. It is a prayer to the forest spirits, a prayer to be protected. Hunters ask the forest spirits to have safe and bountiful hunting. There are many spirits in Bridget. I have more marks on my arms and back. They are prayers for my family's health and triumph. Are you wanting to see them?
No, but thank you.
Oh, I have understanding. I have much gratitude for you, Professor. You always listen with patience. I can read and understand the language of Fodlan, but to speak it, gives me difficulty. I hope I will keep having your support, and I will give you my support too, with my whole heart. I have things that I cannot fail to accomplish.
Let's do our best.
Yes, we will keep walking forward.
So we have a nice little, I was gonna say heart-to-heart with Petra, a nice little talk with Petra. And we're gonna get our mission for this month, or more information about it.
Our mission this month is to patrol and set up defenses to stop the assassination plot.
I wonder if an assassination attempt is truly the goal of our enemy.
It's a distraction.
Yes, I think so too. A barely concealed secret message trying to distract us from whatever's really going on. Sloppy, to say the least. And while everyone is out searching for a phantom assassin, they'll be free to accomplish their true goal with ease.
The monastery houses many valuable weapons. Perhaps that is their aim?
I hear the monastery has a treasure vault too. Seems like the sort of place a foe would like some alone time in.
Garreg Mach is immense, and not just above ground, but below as well. Perhaps their aim lies beneath the monastery.
It seems to me that we should search the monastery for a clue as to what the enemy might be after. Of course, we must never underestimate the need for preparedness, in case a battle should ensue.
A secret meeting, Professor? Oh, we haven't been introduced. I am Shamir.
Shamir is one of the Knights of Seros, and this young man is...
I work for Lady Rhea, and I'm Shamir's apprentice. Oh, the name's Cyril.
Shamir's apprentice?
Yep, she's teaching me about the bow and the sword and all kinds of stuff. I've got to protect Lady Rhea, so that's why I've got to learn all I can from Shamir.
Cyril adores Rhea. That aside, if you need anything, ask.
Hello everyone, I'm the Tuna Whale. I don't know if I've introduced I have introduced myself, but anyway, I feel like I should do so again. Let's explore the monastery today, shall we? If I was smart, I would have done the certifications now, but this video will run long. I also am going to put the Petra Bernadetta support, because I'd like it at the end of this video. I know I've been saying that I'm going to do that for the past, like, 4 episodes, I think, at this point, but I'm going to put it at the end of this episode, because, I think it's going to really run long. What's another, like, 2 or 3 minutes? Anyway, here we have one of the members of that support, Bernadetta.
Hi. If you're looking for something, I probably can't help you. I I still don't know what's where around here.
Didn't I see you in the dining hall last
I
night?
get hungry sometimes, like anyone else. What? Eating at night is bad for you? There's no way that's true. Wait, really?
Anyway, we have a nice talk with Bernadetta. I'm gonna wait on giving her anything. We also have a quest from Edelgard. I guess we'll do that now, but while we're walking around the monastery. So something I forgot to do last month while we're in the monastery is that sometimes when you go into students' rooms, they'll have like the little like sparkles like here. Usually it's not for like a lost item, but what it is, for example, like a book that you can, like, that Violet gets to raise their professor level, or get experience to raise their professor level.
Our enemy's true target. What could it be? The monastery has been around for nearly a millennium. It's only logical that there are secrets here. We'd better investigate. Would you mind asking around and seeing what you can dig up? Once you've uncovered some leads, we'll regroup.
Sure.
I have a favor to ask.
We'll just get this quest. We'll get an owl's feather. To explain what that is, so if you remember, we've been gifting people things. The owl's feather is something that everyone likes, so you'll get 50 affinity and 50 motivation for them.
People die in every battle, and it can be by sword or spear or magic, but depending on who it is that died, depending on who died, it's different.
It's different if it's someone you know who's lost.
I hope nothing bad happens this month.
Me too. We've already suffered terrible losses. Let's check on another class and see how this affected them all. Here we have to do in the Blue Lion's Hall.
The monks declined my offer of assistance. They said that no one from Dusker is to be trusted, especially now. Given the circumstances, I cannot fault them.
Fair enough point. Some people refuse to see past the past. Finally, we'll check into the classroom of the Golden Deers and see who's there. Apparently, there are a fair number of people.
There's been talk of an attempt on Rhea's life. We've been ordered to help the Knights patrol. Could that possibly mean that Rhea isn't beloved by everyone the world over?
Perhaps that's exactly what it means.
I don't know who's to blame for all this commotion, but it's frankly a huge inconvenience. With everyone stuck on guard duty, our study and training time has been drastically reduced.
And let's get Marianne's thoughts on everything.
It seems there were forces opposing the church, beyond Lord Lonato. I never thought such forces could exist in this world.
We only know small parts of
I
it.
suppose that may be true.
Let's go see some other students. I can see that there's some Knight of Saros there, and also that there's a sparkly in front of me. We get an owl feather. Those are relatively rare. You can't just buy them in stores, but it's nice to have them for when you need to motivate students.
Have you heard of the War of the Eagle and Lion? It was the battle that won the kingdom its independence from the Empire. Even the Church of Saros had no choice but to recognize the courage of Lug, the King of Lions, who emerged victorious. The church awarded him a crown and the right to govern the Fargus region, backing him in his bid to found the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. In return, Lug agreed to make the Church of Saros the religion of his territory, and permitted them to publicly proselytize across the kingdom. In the 400 years since, the church and the kingdom have continued to maintain very close relations.
Nice to know about the history of Fodlan a bit. We can see someone has a quest over here in this courtyard, in the middle of the courtyard, here, or between the courtyards. It's Sedith.
I've been in town procuring some supplies for Flame.
Did you encounter any danger?
But do not concern yourself for my safety. I am very much stronger than I appear.
I mean, you're the right
I have
hand of
something
Rhea,
to ask
so
of you.
it makes sense. Anyway, we have a quest from Sedith to go to the Knight's Hall. We'll check that in a minute. We also have a quest over there to the side, but also someone we can talk to here. It's Ingrid.
Professor, Lady Rhea lifts the spirits of all the people of Fodlan. We cannot allow her to come to any harm.
Over here, we have everyone's favorite non-player character, the Gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. The goddess's Rite of Rebirth is this month, right? The monastery gates will be thrown wide open on that day. I'll be working as a guide. I hope I get to guide some lovely ladies around.
Here's a little secret. The Gatekeeper Sylvain. No, it's not actually Sylvain. Anyway, we're gonna steal an apple. We're gonna steal an apple, a tomato. If you say so, game. There's also some sparklies here, so let's pick them up. Some sparklies will disappear if you don't capture them in the month that you need. Other sparklies won't. I believe those books you could find won't disappear, but the items, I believe they do disappear at the end of the month if you don't pick them.
Hey, Professor. I'd love to catch up, but Hey!
Anna just says the same thing. She has the same quest. I don't know if we actually done this quest. I'll at least do it this time to show you what it is. I'm getting deja vu like I've explained it already, but it's basically you go into combats, you take care of enemy units who have the information on them, get them, return them to Anna, and you get some nice stuff like some money and an item.
Professor, I hope you're well. As for me, I had a date with a splendid specimen of a knight. But now he's suddenly not in the mood to see me again. I blame all these rumors of a deathly figure showing up in town. Such an uproar must have, beyond reason, drawn his attention away from me.
I guess it's the ghost of Christmas past. Anyway, jokes aside, let's go over here, pick up this, and let's talk to Lorenz.
The goddess's rite of rebirth is the most significant ritual for the Church of Seros. Could it be that someone has spread these rumors of an assassination plot merely with the intention to hinder the celebration?
We're gonna go into the greenhouse and then deposit some plants there and pick up what we've lost.
It would be terrible if the greenhouse was targeted. The plants in here are incredibly valuable. This place contains the heart of Garreg Mach's 995-year history. So many beautiful flowers, plants that can save or end lives. They are all my precious children.
Interesting. Let's talk to the greenhouse keeper, grab some stuff from them. Harvest are, whoa, lots of stuff. You can see the difference that it makes when you when the greenhouse has a fund for basically nice things. We're gonna deposit some seeds and we're gonna cultivate them. Nothing's gonna give us better things, but we have some money to spend, so we might as well just use our we might as well prune them just to maybe get us some slightly better.
Maybe.
Anyway, I'm gonna do my normal stop over by the greenhouse because, or not the greenhouse, we just went there. By the I don't know why I used the other door. By here, so we boost the motivation of our students.
Have you heard? Rumor has it that Death himself has been appearing in Garreg Mach. They say he appears every night and kidnaps folks. I wonder what happens to them.
I guess we'll never know.
So,
hopefully one day we'll be able to do something about it, but not today.
What's the matter? You're running all over creation. Ah, you don't believe Lady Rhea is the real target, do you? Even so, the knights have their orders. We can't abandon our duty to guard Lady Rhea. The goddess's rite of rebirth is an important event for the Church of Seros. They say it's the day when the goddess will return to walk among us. Not too likely, if you ask me. Best if you keep that to yourself.
Don't worry about it. So let's talk to the head chef. And we will boost the motivation of Edelgard and let's say Hubert, because I want to boost up both their magic stats. I want to get Hubert to the point where he can use white magic and heal.
All I look for in a meal is a full stomach. You seem to be after something more than that, Lady Edelgard.
True. I feel that sharing a table with people you're close to is a precious opportunity that should never be taken for granted.
You can see there that there's a nice interesting talk between Edelgard and Hubert. Certain other units who have close relations will talk to each other. I know, for example, that Edelgard and Ferdinand will be like, let's make this a competition. Edelgard's like, why is everything having to be a competition? But anyway, that's aside. I'm going to be poking my head into each of these rooms, and I'm going to be basically putting something on screen showing, well, no, actually, I'm just going to probably be cutting to if there's anything interesting in any of these rooms. Yeah, I know, it's morally wrong for a teacher to go into all the students' rooms looking for stuff to grab, but yeah, here you go, we can see an example of the sparklies. I'm just going to try to bump up by this teacher level, because I think next time we get more points to explore. We also forgot to talk to Sothis. Let's talk to her now.
A hero's relic.
It represents great power.
Quite so. The stone within the sword. A glow of red. Oh, it is nothing.
It's just the Eye of Shining Justice. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's go over here and down here, because I believe in some of the students here, I know for a fact that I missed some of the items in their room. We have an art of fishing in Linhart's room, and we become an even better professor. We're now failing slightly less. One more time like that, and we get to become a passing professor. We get more money, and we get more activity points to explore the monastery. Right now, there's still not terribly much we can do if we don't want to, for example, spend resources in the dining hall to make meals, but that's aside. Anyway, Bernadetta's room we can't enter. We don't get to enter that during the course of the game. Well, I say that, and I know that someone's gonna be like, well, actually, during this point you get to, but I'm just trying to be coy. But I guess by explaining it, I'm not being terribly coy. It's also pretty obvious that I'm lazy and I don't really want to cut, because that takes some extra time. Luckily, there's only like 2 more students' rooms, so it's okay for me to reveal my hand now. Let's go over here. Anyway, let's go up. Let's go actually and teleport, even though it's not teleporting. Actually, we forgot to talk to Linhart. There's just some big fish there, but I'm not going to use my bait there because I don't really see it as... Let's talk to Knight of Zeros.
Something in the monastery that someone might go after? There's so much here, I couldn't possibly name just one. Even this here kitchen contains precious wares, wine bottles from centuries past and the like. I hear that stuff is fancy, but not very drinkable. I doubt anyone would go to the trouble of stealing it.
We get some more information on what someone could want to steal from here. Let's talk to Linhart while we're here.
So sleepy. Too sleepy. I found an interesting book in the library. Got so caught up reading it, I forgot to sleep. Interesting discovery, though. The coffins of the 4 saints in the sanctum each have their crests carved into them. I'll need to find a way down there to get a look.
Alright, I'll just be a responsible professor and look the other way while you do your research, because it's important for students to do research while they're at school. Because that really helps them learn what they're really passionate about and what they literally couldn't care less about. Here we have Ferdinand with a quest for us.
Setting fire to the stables to distract everyone, to cause a commotion. It is the oldest trick in the book, but I cannot shake the thought that our enemies may attempt it. I will stand guard and watch over the stable, and the knight's horses. They are truly magnificent.
Indeed they are.
Please, do me a favor.
We have a quest for tea. This is another thing we can do with our, I was gonna say opportunity points. It's something we can do with our,
I've heard talk of students wandering the monastery late at night. They wouldn't happen to be from your class, would they? Please keep your students in line, Professor. Kids these days.
Of course, I'm not the kind of professor to look the other way while one of my students blatantly says that he's going to do some personal research breaking me into somewhere that he shouldn't be going to. No, I'm not that kind of professor. I'm a responsible professor, one who cares deeply about his students and their safety, but not over my job of being a professor here at Garrick Mach.
The goddess's rite of rebirth. Could it be that...
Here we have a gift we can give to Lorenz. We can give him a tea set.
How kind of you.
And that's the quest.
I will have to repay you sometime.
We can now perform tea with some students. Basically what that is, we invite some of the tea, we get some options between choices, and depending on how well we do, we can basically get ourselves affinity with them. And more importantly, if you nail everything during that conversation, you will basically be able to give the students gifts even if you're not at the monastery. But that's a talk for another time, and we'll get more of that once we get to tea. We are going to go to the reception hall because there are 4 people there we haven't talked to. Let's talk to Sylvain and Hilton.
Did you know that on the last day of the rite, the monastery is open to the general public? It's kind of fun. It makes the place feel like a festival.
And Sylvain?
No classes on a festival day. I thought I'd get to spend all day relaxing in the company of some lovely ladies. But now this mess has happened. Hey, Professor, I know there's talk of an assassination attempt, but do you really think they'll do it on the day of the Rite of Rebirth? I feel like security would be looser some other time. Is there some reason why it has to happen on that day?
Perhaps there is, but I guess we'll have to find out eventually. Well, hopefully we don't have to find out, because that means we failed in our job to try to stop them. Let's go up here, and I think Huber's gonna be here. Oh no, it's Petra. Hello Petra, what's up?
In Brigid, assassinations are many. I have also been the targeted, back in the past. The Goddess Tower has an entrance of narrowness. That is most good. The windows are not the most good, though. A target of ease for snipers.
Interesting that you'd word it that way. Let's see what we have here. I don't think... No, none of these things are things we can give to Tuna. But I think we have something we can give to one of our students.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, here's Rafael.
I bet the enemy is using this assassination nonsense just to sneak in and raid the pantry. What do you think, Professor?
You might be right.
Oh, I'm right, all right. My animal instinct is telling me that the enemy is after our best meats.
Sure, but whatever you say, friendo. Oh, we forgot to talk to someone here? Did we? Oh, I guess we talked to Edelgard twice.
We need more information. Is there anyone else you could talk to?
Don't worry, we're talking to people we can find around the monastery, mainly the Knights of Saros, but also we're learning some interesting things about the monastery and what's held here. I don't think, no, well actually no, the training grounds have opened up. We might be able to do something here, please. Yes, we can do a tournament, because nothing says I'm a great professor other than, like sending your students into a tournament in which they can get terribly hurt. But before we do that, we're going to talk to the two people who are here, Yaritza and Felix.
You're skilled. Why won't you battle me?
I'll take you on right now, man. Here, you know what, I don't know. I guess I would use your services, but you're too lame for that.
Lord Lonato's rebellion may have been quelled, but the unrest in Fargus isn't dying down anytime soon. The Boar Prince should hurry up and claim the throne, rather than letting old customs hold him back.
Hopefully I could have edited out. Well, I don't know why I'm saying that. Now my secret's ruined that well, obviously I edit things, but some of you are like, dude, you do a shit job at it. And I didn't say anything bad. Great. I can't be a responsible professor sending my students to die to get out my frustration. Let's go over here to the training hall, shall we? Hopefully Caspar's the one thing.
Let's see. All this talk of assassination plots. It brings back dark memories I prefer to keep buried. I doubt there is any correlation, and yet... it is nothing. I am sorry for allowing my mind to wander. My focus should be solely on guarding the monastery right now.
Then give Demetrius to who Dimitri is, and let's talk to Tomas.
I hear you have fought alongside Catherine. I would wager that her power exceeded your expectations. Had you the chance to witness her relic? Thunderbrand, glowing red. That glow is a sure sign that her blood contains a crest that harmonizes with that hero's relic.
I should know more about the lore of Fodland. We get some thief intel to give to Seth. We'll give that to him later. Let's go over around here to this area, which definitely will never become more important later. No, why would it? Pick up an artificial flower.
I figured it out, Professor. The enemy must be targeting Lady Rhea. They're gonna make it seem like they're going after something else, but then they're gonna go for her. Impressive, right? I'm telling you, my intuition's never wrong.
I mean, it makes sense.
I got a favor to ask.
If Lonato didn't like the church, there may definitely be people who wouldn't like Rhea and enough to want to kill her.
Professor Yaritsa seems very familiar to me, but I don't recognize his name. I guess the resemblance could be coincidental.
Anyway, let's go over here, and now that the training grounds have the training grounds have been opened up for like a month now. Now we can finally be a great professor sending our students out to their deaths. So let's send Edelgard, the most valuable person here. Again, this is something I recommend you save scum on. I'm not going to because, I mean, I'm recording this and yeah, people will be like, hey Tuna, you're doing a terrible job save scumming, and why are you doing that instead of taking things like a man? It's because I'm not a man. I'm sorry to disappoint you people, but I'm not a manly man. But anyway, I'm confident enough in Edelgard's skills, considering that she's the Lord, that she has a good enough defense, great attack. You can see that she was doubling them, and I don't think she's going to get doubled. Also, I think because it's the first time, there's nothing going to be absurdly dangerous, but later on in the game, you'll be facing off classes in here that are really devastating, and sometimes you'll even be facing off members of other class, but because this is just a tournament and not a competition between the classes, we won't have to face anyone there, anyone like that.
Witness my power.
Now for the final round, it's probably going to be another mercenary. Indeed it is. Edelgard doubles him, so this is going to be literally no problem at all.
Failure is not an option.
we get our nice reward at the end. So basically how those work is that it's effectively 4 rounds of combat, and if you don't win by then, you just lose. Even if like you took 0 damage and your enemy's on 1 HP left, you just lose because the game is fair and balanced and everything loves you. I'm being really spiteful in this episode. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why I'm being really spiteful in this episode. I don't know.
Right.
I know me saying I don't know is really helping. I'm not going to talk to these 3 people who are with the Church of Seros because otherwise it's going to be even longer. Considering that I have to tack on the Bernadette and Petra support, it's going to be even longer there.
With the whole monastery preparing for the goddess's Rite of Rebirth this month, it feels like everyone's a little on edge.
Interesting. I guess I'm going to also be seeing what other supports I have. Well, most of the students have supports. I don't want to show all of them because that's going to be a really long time. And also if I'm like, I'm going to do 1 support an episode, that's going to be even longer. And then my students aren't going to be effective fighting next to each other. I'm just going to show off the Petra and Bernadetta support. Perhaps in the comments I'll put a link to where you can see the supports. I recommend using the Fire Emblem wiki because it has a fair number of things. I'm not sponsored. Well, obviously not sponsored considering that nobody knows who I am. But no, that's just like me shouting out because it's actually a pretty useful source for getting information about Fire Emblem. Anyway, here we have Alois.
Have you visited the Goddess Tower? It's a sacred place used for rituals and the like. In general, students aren't allowed entry. But as you'd expect, that rule just excites their curiosity. Some have even tried sneaking in. Well, at least for this month, that kind of behavior is totally unthinkable. We have a lot more security, what with the Goddess's Rite of Rebirth coming up.
Yes, I do not know of any students who are trying to do that. No, definitely not. I am a responsible professor. Ha 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 ha.
May I say?
Let's just talk to Ash.
I can't stop thinking about Lonato. I'm sorry, Professor. I know this isn't the time, but I just can't get past it.
There's nothing to be done.
Thank you. No matter what happens, I promise you I'll do my part.
Again, it's sad to see about how Lonato's actions affected Ash. Anyway, over in this corner we have someone we can talk to. We have Flane and someone with the quest that Edelgard gave us.
Professor, I am afraid I have acted a bit childishly toward my brother recently. Given the circumstances, I requested that he provide me with some candies. Silly of me, really. The timing was improper, and I regret it very much now. Oh, but more importantly, this place is off limits, Professor. It is only open to the public on the day of the Goddess's Rite of Rebirth.
It is. I mean, we've been in this place before, but not past those 2 doors that will take place.
On the day of the rite, the monastery will be open to the public, including the Holy Mausoleum. The Holy Mausoleum is where the tomb of the Divine Seros lies. There she slumbers, eternally. That's pretty much all that's in there. Just an ancient coffin. It's sealed with a powerful magic to protect against would-be grave robbers.
Intriguing. Perhaps that might be what they're after. I'm going to be skipping talking to them down there. I'm going to talk to Cyril, and then I'm going to go up to the floor with Rhea, and then I'm going to do one last roundabout to see if I've gotten everyone. And then we're going to probably end things off. Anyway, after running down the longest hallway in Garrick Mach, apparently, Jesus Christ, it's really long, we can talk to Cyril.
Let's see. Excuse me, Professor? I just wanted to let you know that Lady Rhea is always real concerned with you. She expects great things, I think. Please don't let her down, okay?
Of course.
I hope you're not just saying that.
We would never let Rhea down, not so long as we're working here at Garrick Mach. Anyway, speaking of Rhea, let's go see her now, shall we? Actually, let's
You'd
Catherine.
best keep your distance. In this nervous state, I might just cut you down.
I dare you to try.
Oh, come on, I'm only kidding.
Anyway, let's talk to Rhea and get her thoughts about everything that's happening in here.
I am grateful.
Might you have come looking for me because you were worried about my safety?
The enemy could have other objectives.
I am aware of the possibility. On the day of the ceremony, I am trusting that you will not allow your attention to wander or wane.
Of course not. But I'm not worried about Rhea because, like, you can see, she teaches you how to brawl. She's gonna be fine even if she is unarmed. Like, seriously. Catherine is another person who can do that, but I don't think Sedith can, and, like, Gerald can. So that should tell you how strong Rhea is, and how she's not someone to mess around with.
Unbelievable. What a terrifying story. However, an assassination attempt on Lady Rhea is doomed to fail. Pardon? You think the goal may be different than simple assassination? Intriguing. I suppose the priceless objects in this room could perhaps draw thieves. However, there's no one but me who could make use of them.
Interesting. We get something else that perhaps they might be after, but that seems unlikely considering that Hanneman is like the father of crestology, so he definitely knows more about these crest items than everyone else. So here we are in the library. We're gonna check these little sparklers, get some books about how to become a better professor than we are right now. You can see the books are actually a fair chunk of experience here. I'm gonna skip talking to that monk there again because time, because this video is gonna be like 40 minutes long.
There are numerous books in this library that you cannot find anywhere else. But once you are here, you can read them easily enough. I doubt someone would go to the trouble of stealing one. Sometimes Seteth will dispose of books that are deemed inappropriate for the monastery, but that's about it. In a way, I suppose that makes those particular volumes more valuable, right?
Perhaps so. We're gonna talk to whoever is on the other side, but we get to learn a bit more through that little dialogue there. Basically, I'm gonna probably miss something, but I think from what we've learned, there's plants that they can steal, bad wine,
really,
Hanneman's crest tools, I guess food if you want to consider that. What else was there? I guess the bones of Saros if you want to consider those. And some other things. Anyway, let's talk to Leo.
Hey, did you hear? A knight wielding a scythe is roaming around town at night. If he's a villain, I'd like to get the measure of him.
I'm gonna stab him in the face when I see him. I'm gonna do one last look around here. I don't think there's anyone we've missed talking to. Oh, actually, there's someone apparently over there we didn't talk to, which I don't know how I forgot to do that. I guess I went over there to talk to Caspar and I was like, ooh, great professor time. I can send my students off to their certain deaths, even though Edelgard didn't even get close to dying.
Professor?
Here we are, by this priest, and he can tell us something else that they could be after.
Do you know what this room is? It is the church's treasure vault. I say treasure, but I do not mean silver and gold and jewels. It mostly contains weapons, artifacts, and the like. Anything that would cause too great a stir, should it be stolen? No. The church knows better than to store anything too valuable in such an accessible location.
That's something interesting.
Professor?
Anyway, I think that we've talked to everyone here. We're going to be talking to Sedith. There we go. And then we're going to be talking to Edelgard, and then we're going to be showing off the Bernadette and Petra support. Well, I'm going to be ending things off and then showing it like at the end of the episode, just shot.
Well done.
So, yeah.
You have my thanks.
Just for you guys, because I love you guys that much. Anyway, we turn to the quest to Sedith. I think I'm also gonna, you know what, before we talk to Edelgard, because I want that to be the last thing, I guess we're gonna be learning how to do, well, how to be doing more face magic from Rhea, because it's not every day you can go, well, I guess for us it's like every week, we can just go over to the Archbishop and be like, hey, teach me how to use faith magic better. But not everyone can do that, and who's a better teacher than the person who's leading the Church of Saros herself? Train me in how to use faith magic, do it. Anyway, before we end things off, let's go over to talk to, Shamir too. Let's talk to Shamir and then Edelgard. I know I keep adding on things I'm gonna do before then. Shamir's just over here, it's not that far away. But let's talk to her, and then talk to Edelgard, and then end things off, and then the Petra Bernadette as well.
How's that? You spend too much time roaming the monastery. If you're looking for something, try less aimless wandering.
I was thinking about the enemy's objective.
Do you even know who the enemy is? You can't know why without knowing who. It's none of my business anyway. I'm just here to take care of enemies who get too close.
Interesting. Alright. Perhaps we might want to learn something from Shamir one day, but today is not one day. Today is a day that's almost done. I won't be showing off the rest of the sportsmen students. Again, go to the Fire Emblem wiki to find transcripts of them. You can just kind of imagine in your head what they're saying and their faces. But anyway, let's talk to Edelgard here and then end things off.
I knew I could count on you.
We turn the quest to her.
There's a place that the church values above all others. On the day of the rite, it will be open to the public. That will make it much easier than usual to access.
The greenhouse. The Holy Mausoleum.
Precisely. We can't know for certain, but it's a distinct possibility that the Holy Mausoleum is our enemy's target.
So, anyway, that's all for this episode. Next time on Fire Emblem 3 Houses, I guess I'll probably just skip over, I guess I'll probably skip over to that day. I guess I might put on screen now while I'm running around what I'm doing with my spare weeks.
Professor.
Probably one of the times I'm gonna be using as a go to the monastery and then raise up the motivation of my students. But anyway, I'll put something. I have had something on the screen. But anyway, next time on Fire Emblem 3 Houses, we'll be going and figuring out what the enemy is looking for here, and we'll be trying to stop them. See you guys then.
Petra's really nice. Never yells, never says mean things about people. Maybe she'd be my friend. Oh, there she is now. Okay, Bernie, you can do this.
Bernadetta, are you needing help with something?
How did you know? Do you have eyes in the back of your head or something?
I do not have that, no.
Right. Can I ask you something? Do you want to, maybe, be friends or something? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't like me. I don't know what you think of me.
What I am thinking? I am thinking that you remind me of prey.
What?
Yes, like a rabbit in the tall grass. Always watching for enemies, and you flee at any sign of danger. You are quick also. I must be careful that I am not hunting Bernie when I take out my bow.
Oh, you try not to shoot me. That's, nice.
You have similarities with prey. That is all I mean to be saying.
So you're saying you might end up hunting me?
There is no need to have concern. I will make sure my arrows are not hitting you.
That isn't comforting. Whatever I did to deserve this, forgive me!
You do not need forgiveness, but it is yours if you are wanting it. Was I saying something wrong?